Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another one of these Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 PhantomBot casts. We have got ourselves two AIs gonna be going at it for human entertainment. What is more 21st century than that? Two bots fighting for our entertainment. Moral questions aside, in the bottom right, we have got PhantomBot, a Zerg bot taking on Sajuuk. Hope I'm pronouncing that one right. So, a ZVZ, more importantly, a bot versus bot on the map Gresvin, the AI edition. We'll see what these two Nomo Arigatos are gonna bust out. And yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this video, leave a comment down below that says more bots if you want to see these. And then go hit that like button. Take a look at how many likes there are right now. Look at it. And then add one more. You guys blew it out of the water with the last video, and that encouraged me to come and sit down and do, another one. I really do enjoy doing these StarCraft videos. It's part of my day. It definitely is a good way to unwind, that's for sure. And so, yeah, consider becoming a YouTube member, join the Discord, send me any bot replays if you're a member of the community, and that, I believe, is the full spiel. And so we're just gonna watch this overlord fly across the map, hover across the map. They don't have propellers, they're not flying. What's the definition of flying? I feel like the definition of flying implies some sort of like upwards force or something, which, I mean, I guess if you're hovering there is. So I don't know. What's the difference between flying and hovering? Hovering, you're staying in one spot, but hovercrafts move? I don't know. That's actually a good question. These are the things that go on in my mind while I wait for the ZVZ to heat up. But don't worry, that should be starting pretty darn soon. We do have a third base going to be going up for PhantomBot. We'll see if Sajuuk is going to go for the same. They are very similar builds right now. Both Zergs going to be getting speed, it looks like. We do have Sajuuk mining a bit more gas and not going for that speed just yet. So we'll wait and see if it is going to start that, albeit later, or if it's saving its gas, say, for burrow and roaches and a lair. Who knows? There is a roach horn on the way, so looks like Sajuuk will skip that link speed and go for a roach lair play, probably roach burrow. If you make a Zerg bot that makes roaches, I think making burrow is a requirement. It's just so darn good. And then, yeah, we will see if PhantomBot's going to get a good enough lead with its third on the way, if Sajuuk is going to be able to go for some aggression with its two-base roach play. It's off 25 drones, so it could potentially lead to some aggression, but we do have 5 more drones on the way, so probably not. Now, we do see that roach horn finishing up. There's the burrow on the way. Evo chamber going to be on the way, getting an extra gas going up. Just a strong two-base Zerg against the blue bot, which is going for a more economic play. And yeah, Lings engaging each other. Scouting out on both sides of the map. No big scouts from either of these bots. No tech structures have been seen. The third base has been seen by Sajuuk bot. Then there's the question of, okay, so I've seen the third. Did I actually program my bot to see the third? And when I say see, I mean respond to the stimuli, I guess, to actually do anything. Because seeing and reacting are two different things. Now, 7 roaches are on the way for the red bot. We'll see if that will lead to some aggression. The blue bot is going for its own roach horn. It's getting up its third base, getting drones at it, so it will have a higher income, and it already does. Now, the question is PhantomBot going to get out its own roaches in time to respond to this? Will it get out an Overseer if there is a burrowed roach attack? That's going to be the big question. But so far, with no move out from Sajuuk yet, I get the feeling that PhantomBot should be alright. As long as it starts making roaches and doesn't go too greedy. But as I say that, there is a fourth base on the way, well on the way already. So PhantomBot might be going a little bit too aggressive here. particularly as it walks a queen across the map. A bit of an odd creep spread bug there. The only thing I can imagine with this programming is that PhantomBot was like, okay, when we're spreading creep, we're gonna get the tumors as close to my opponent's base as possible. Just place the tumor on the creep that is as close to my opponent's base as possible, something like that. Or maybe it had already spread tumors as far as it could, like it already had 2 growing or something. I'd like to know the logic there, but anyway, we do have a random Ravager attacking this 3rd base attempt by Sajuuk. Sajuuk moved out with a few of its roaches. We've seen a bit of skirmishes between Lings going down, but nothing significant at all yet. This Ravager, Corrosive Bile's off cooldown. We'll see if it's going to use it. It does not yet. Looks like Ravager's microing around. Army supply within a stone's throw of each other. Sajuuk's a little bit more consolidated. These Corrosive Biles are starting to go down, however. And yeah, looks like Sajuuk not going to get too much done. Going to be on the worst economy. A 5th base is going up for PhantomBot, so PhantomBot is all about the expands, it seems. Looks like there's a bit of a surround by PhantomBot as well. Ling's trying to engage these roaches, a little scared to, but a Corrosive Bile does land. Roaches and Ravagers engaging just the roaches. And yeah, Sajuuk's going to have to go on home and probably be on the defensive. Sajuuk's got the +1 already. It's getting the armor as well, so it will maintain an upgrade lead. It's got the roach speed on the way. It's already got the tunneling claws. PhantomBot is behind on that, but the longer that PhantomBot has the base lead, the better it'll get. We do see the burrow being useful for Sajuuk, pulling back those injured roaches. They can, in theory, scrap forever, but not if they eat Corrosive Biles from the Ravagers, and they do, just not microing out of that at all. So some bots have that behavior. It seems Sajuuk not exercising that right now, eating a Corrosive Bile. Overseer's also chasing those roaches, probably one of the harder things to program. Good detection behavior, but yeah, we see PhantomBot now coming into this natural, ahead on army supply, down on upgrades. Looks like Sajuuk does send home some roaches to deal with this, but as an army moves towards the 3rd base, things are getting out of hand for the Red Zerg. Roaches will clean this army up right now, getting those Ravagers. One roach going to burrow its way towards the main base. There's another one there. And interestingly enough, the roaches for Sajuuk are selecting on it, on its invisible spot. So it does have some behavior there to actually track burrowed units, even if it doesn't have an overseer to see them. And look at that, it's doing it again. So that's really cool to see. Not every bot does that, that's for sure. It's like PhantomBot is pushing forward, sending in some burrowed roaches, trying to get some damage done there. And they are all just programmed to run right to the main base. Queens are trying to push them away, but there is no detection. I feel like a Spore would be good at this point, maybe as a counter to this programming, but we'll see as Sajuuk just pumping out as many units as it can, really spending its money well. PhantomBot is too, but it's got a lot more money to spend. Lots of roaches on the way for Sajuuk. Actually built up quite a good number at this point, slightly ahead in the army supply with the 2-2 upgrades on the way, so it will have a nice upgrade lead as this game continues on. It's almost going to lose its 3rd, but it just saves it. Now hunting down some of these Ravagers on creep with those fast roaches. Good control there. Roaches are still burrowing all over the place for PhantomBot, but a good defense by the Red Zerg. And if these bots hit 200 supply, there's always a chance that one of them will start getting better trades. The overall economy won't matter too much. I was gonna say that like one of these bots might get a good fight and then capitalize on it and win the game. And I mean, that kind of can happen with snowballs and stuff, but that's not usually how the bots work. Usually bots fighting each other are more about a fight that's like a long fight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Because these machines are very linear in regards to how they behave, so there's not a whole lot of surprises. Not that those things don't happen, they're just less common, so we'll probably see these two bots skirmish for a while. 2-2 finishing up will be a big boost for Sajuuk, but PhantomBot does have its 2-1 on the way, so it won't be that big. Resources lost in favor for Sajuuk, so it is taking the better trades. Just slightly, probably because it's not losing Ravagers, whereas PhantomBot is losing those Ravagers. We see the blue Zerg now pushing in towards the third base. We'll see if it can hold on or not. If it loses that third, that could be a big blow to its economy. It would be a big blow to its economy. We've got a counterattack, however, going down to the bottom right. If we take a look at the mini-map right now, it's just flashing all over the place as burrowed roaches run left, right, and center on both sides of the map now. APM's really soaring for these bots as PhantomBot cruises past 90,000. This base in the bottom right potentially going to go down, so now we see 2 low hatcheries, 1 on each side. PhantomBot can definitely afford to lose a base more than Sajuuk can. Random Overseer over this base, getting worked on. Roach in the main base, getting hunted down. No detection there to help deal with that, and attack towards the 4th. I think that base in the bottom right did go down, and this is at the point in which, as a commentator, you're like, okay, how do I commentate this? It's all over the place. We see that third base did go down for Sajuuk. That's a big blow. At least it has this other base. We'll see if it gets up another expansion soon. Not yet. So its economy will be faltering a little bit. It's getting some damage done to PhantomBot, but PhantomBot does still have the much higher income. PhantomBot also starting its 3-2 as it did get the quicker hive done, I suppose. That's going to really turn things around, really cost Sajuuk its cost efficiency, probably. Ravagers running into the natural. It's interesting how the Ravagers for Sajuuk seemingly go off on their own, while the Roaches are more condensed. Roaches defending on the front for Sajuuk. Queen chasing Overlords. Always a Roach in the main base doing its thing. Roaches on Ravagers all over the place. The micro on these bots is just ridiculous. We got a big ball for Sajuuk, pushing forward, engaging Queens, engaging Ravagers, and even engaging some of these Lings, it looks like, that PhantomBot still has for some reason. I'm not sure why. The blue Zerg goes up to 90 drones. I'm wondering what its cap is as it builds another hatchery and starts up another drone. More drones, actually. So we'll see if it's just going to keep growing and potentially hit a weird ratio of workers to units, and that will improve the army supply and probably the trades of Sajuuk. Sajuuk does start up its 3-3, so it will have an upgrade lead after a slight upgrade deficit when the 3-2 pops in for PhantomBot. We've got a big attack now hitting the natural base of PhantomBot, and PhantomBot could have shot itself in the foot by having less army supply. I mean, it's 25 roaches to 58, so that's not too good for the blue Zerg, and the trades are pretty darn good for Sajuuk. It seems that the red Zerg's doing real well for itself. There is still constant attacks all over the place. Really just the odd Roach run around here and there, but on the front, Sajuuk is getting the better trades. 4 Queens starting. I guess there's been some Queen loss for Sajuuk. Got 4, so it is going to be going up to more. And it is going to depend whether Sajuuk eventually gets up another base. It is attempting to start up that hatchery. It will get that going back up. It's now attacking on in towards the 4th base for PhantomBot. It killed off the 3rd. This base has been reestablished, but economic damage is being done on both sides. Sajuuk still taking good trades for itself. 10,000 resources ahead. Engaging these Ravagers. The Ravagers are the big losses for PhantomBot. As we see, it's now 38 dead. And those are 200 minerals, or 200 resources each. Although it does look like in the most recent couple seconds, PhantomBot has got the better trades. That's because the upgrade lead swung. Eventually it'll swing back in favor for Sajuuk. We'll see if it takes too much damage by then, as it won't be able to replace all those units as quick as PhantomBot. I mean, pressure is starting to mount, actually. This is actually quite an upgrade window we're seeing for the blue bot. All of a sudden, the trades are just getting way, way better here. And that could be enough for this to snowball. I mean, that third base that being reestablished got shut down. This base is under fire, so that would be the majority of the red Zerg's economy. And all this took was the upgrades to swap around in favor for the blue Zerg. And just like that, the AI with its constant skirmishing, having an upgrade lead is a huge advantage, and I think this has been a snowball. Actually, Sajuuk just petering over the edge there. Didn't quite have enough of a buffer economically or unit-wise to overcome that that upgrade lead for PhantomBot. Whereas PhantomBot, I mean, it was taking worse trades for a long time, but it had the much better economy. As soon as PhantomBot got the better upgrades, it seems to have just destroyed Sajuuk, and now the 3-3 is done for the Red Zerg, but it's too late. It never got up like a 4th or a 5th base, really. And I think that that's probably going to be it. 60 supply versus 200. We don't really see comebacks in bot matches from that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like. Join the Discord. Consider becoming a YouTube member. If you want to support the content, it really does go a long way as far as encouraging the daily videos. Send me a replay if you're a bot author or you just are part of the bot community and saw some cool matches. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for tuning in.